Hey, my name is Richard Kraka. I'm the founder of AfroHealth. We provide dialysis solution in Africa. My early childhood was good in the sense where I was surrounded by family, by community, raised through African values, which I carry on till today, which I'm proud of. But in order for me to grow, coming to America made me the man I am today. So in 2012, I immigrated to the United States. It wasn't my decision. My mother was already here in the state. My mom came to the state, I believe, early 2000. She left me when I was, what, 8, 7, something like that, 6. So I was very young. So she had to make that sacrifice. The political situation in Africa wasn't viable in the sense where there was a bunch of coup d'etat was going on. The country was coming out of a civil war, and most of the universities were closed. And I was in 12th grade already. So my mother realized for me to have better education, I had to immigrate here in the United States. So that was the switch. That was that moment, for a better future, for a better education for her son. So she brought me to the state. There isn't any other place that I know where opportunities are available for everybody. For me, that's the reason why I don't take any opportunity for granted. That's the reason why I work harder to make sure that my dreams and goals happen, by any way necessary. So that's why I put the work, because I know that before me, there was somebody that put the work. There was somebody that sacrificed a lot, She said, okay, let me make that sacrifice now in order for my son to have those opportunities in the future. So she was thinking ahead, right? So that's one of the qualities that I got from my mother. You gotta always think ahead. Don't think about now. Make the sacrifice today to enjoy it in the future. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm trying to make the sacrifice that I need to make today to have a better life in the future. The thing that I learned from being on this in America has shaped my mindset, right? In terms of opportunities, right? So it's like the mindset that I have learned here in the US, I'm taking it back home to make money. Because the US give you the foundation to how to run a business, or how to create your own company, or how to believe in yourself, because you have all these people that are successful, financially successful, and you look at the path, you're like, okay, I took risk, right? Back home, the problem is, especially in Ivory Coast, is we don't portray or showcase those successful entrepreneurs or people that took risks and created businesses, right? We only portray the doctors, people that went to schools, and the lawyers, and we have this system where that don't work anymore. Where you go to school, you go to high school, college, university, and then you're waiting for somebody to give you a job, right? Because that's the post-colonial mindset that was given to our parents, but we can't point the finger at our parents because that's what they knew. And then this is how we need to switch our mindset, right? So from generation to generation, we use the same path. Go to school, get a degree, get a job. When you do all this work, you're expecting someone to give you a job, somebody to feed you. But we live in a day and age where opportunities are all over. Now, today, you have competition of video games where kids are making millions, where you can stream your games on YouTube, and then based on the numbers of views, you can make more money than somebody that is a doctor, or is a lawyer, or is a police officer, or is a judge, right? Back then, it's this way or no way. That system is not working. Myself, I just took an example. I had my cousin that graduated from high school. He was supposed to go to uni in Ivory Coast, 90% of the kids, and then go to those public uni, spend 5, 7, 8, 10 years, and then after that, go ask somebody for a job. So him and I, we sat down and said, bro, this is the system, it don't work. Right now you can come to the United States. Let's find a way where you can learn a technical skills. And by the time you're done with learning the technical skills, you can offer services to different communities and make money. Like you said, it's a mix of education and then finding the skills of that person and figure out how those skills can be monetized, right? So as a parent, you gotta realize, okay, what are the strengths and the weakness of my kids? Yes, my kid is going to school, yes, but what does he want to do? What are his strengths? So when you realize his strength, okay, how we can monetize it. People like me that went to school in the United States, in England and Europe and all over the place, we come back now to our countries to impact the economy through job, by creation of job, through technology. And because when you leave the state or Europe and you come back home and you create a company, those who didn't JAPA, they see you as like, wow, this guy went to school there. He could have stayed there, but he's here creating a business. It means something is good. It's something like, I don't have to JAPA. If this guy went to the United States and came back in doing business here, I can also do business here. Because when you're there, you bring in your experience that you learn abroad. You infuse it into those young people. So they see that, they start also learning new skills because you learn those skills on an international level, you bring it back home. All this, the level of imagination, the skills level increases as well. So it's a huge impact. So it's a win-win. Because at the end of the day, we have to figure out why those people want to JAPA. Money. They want to have access to better healthcare. They want to have access to a better life in general, right? But if you create a company, and then you pay them well, and then they realize, okay, I can drive a car, I can feed my mom, I can feed my sister. I don't need to JAPA anymore. Why I'm going back is because that's where my heart is, right? I'm a son of the country, and I'm someone that believes that we have the tendency to always say, the government don't do this, the government don't do that, the government don't do X and Y and Z. What do you do for your country? Because at the end of the day, when you die, the day you die, you got to be remembered for something. Most of the time we say, we want to take instead of give, right? So the goal of my startup, AfroHealth, is to provide better care or solution for patients suffering from chronic kidney disease. The reason why I'm in that field is because my stepmom passed away from chronic kidney disease, and I saw the suffering, and I saw how much money we spend. But regardless of the money that we spent, she passed away. And then when I was in Ivory Coast, I did a tour to different hospitals, to different healthcare, chronic kidney disease centers, and I saw the suffering. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do about it, right? I always question myself, Loubao, you realize this is the problem. What you going to do about it? I'm in the United States. There are resources. How can I use those resources to provide access to better care for those families, right? Let me try to do that, because it affected me. I'm gonna put the plan in place. I'm gonna try. I'm an engineer by formation, by trade, right? An engineer is to find solutions to problems. You're never going to see an engineer complaining. There's a problem, you solve it. So that's what AfroHealth do. We try to give hope to families to be like, okay, if you have chronic kidney disease or anything related to the kidney, it's not a death sentence, right? You're not going to go bankrupt yourself to offer better care to your family. Right? And we believe that, healthcare is a human right, and I think it's a foundation of every country. If your population, your people are not healthy, they can be productive. Once people have better healthcare, they can do more. Back home, if you know that when you get sick, you gotta beg everybody in your family or your friends to help you pay your bills, it's a worry. That's the reason why people want to JAPA. You get what I'm saying? They want to JAPA. And then once you fix that thing, people can be like, okay, if I have good health care, I'm leaving my parents' house and I'm not paying rent, I can feed myself, which means that automatically I can take risks. I can create a company. I can take those risks and create a financial model for my family. It's good to JAPA, right? Because at the end of the day, look at how we are being characterized or portrayed on the Western media. Every time the name Africa is pronounced, it has a bad connotation, right? We're the one that always need financial help. We're the one that always suffering from this type of disease. We're the one always having wars. So we're the one always struggling, right? How can we change that narrative? So it's our role. It's not a role of somebody. It's not a role of the US to come and save Africa. It's not a role of France to come and save Nigeria. It's not a role of England to come and save Ghana. It's the role of Ghanaian to save Ghana. It's the role of the Nigerian to save Nigeria. It's the role of Ivorian to save Ivory Coast, right? Once you understand that, you realize, okay, I came at JAPA, yes, I learned something. The purpose of JAPA is to go learn something and come back. That's what JAPA, that's the root, the foundation of it. I can come to America, I can have the citizenship, but at the end of the day, my name, my foundation, I have beginning. When people talk about me, they're gonna be like, Loubao Kraka was born in Ivory Coast in 1994. Those are his parents. So people can trace my root to an origin, right? What is that origin looks like? So if somebody have to go to your village, somebody have to go to my village, then look at the poverty or they look at the healthcare system. Should I be proud or should I consider myself as an American? Is that me running away from problems? You be like, okay, no, I don't want to associate with this because it's poor, because it's bad, because it's dirty. No, I'm associating myself with that because that's where I was born. Let me try to change it. JAPA is good, but let's not forget our foundations, right? If we want an Africa that looks better, we want a continent that shows beauty. If you want a continent that improves, we got to put the work. By working together, by investing our time and energy in this space, we're going to make it better. Let's give us a timeline. It has happened all over. We got examples all over the place. Look at China. In 1970, it was as poor as Nigeria or Ivory Coast or Kenya or whatever. But men and women in that country was like, okay, what we're going to do? Let's get back to work. Let's get back to work. In 30 years, it's changed it. When we come to America, we look at the roads are built. The healthcare system is perfectly built. The loan system is built. Everything is beautiful and nice. It didn't happen like this. It's people that put the work 24/7. They say, okay, let's invest in this. Let's try to figure out, solve this problem. Let's try to make this thing better. So all these smart people, all these sons and daughters of this country came up with those solutions to better the lives of their citizens, of their family. What about us?